YouTube. Today I have a review for you of the Sword Kenworth t800w, and you can purchase this model of DHS diecast for $250, but that's only in the Momoa edition, and I have it in the Momoa edition, but on all the other libraries I believe it's $230. So I'm going to start the review by showing you what is included with the model. So included with the model are two side extensions for the trailers, a pick tool to open doors, and raise the lift axles. This does feature two, and I'll show them to you. Then there's an oversized load sign and a small trailer hitch to I'll put on the front. And I favor the oversized load sign more, by the way. And then you do have a Momoa card of authenticity. And that comes with all models. Then all this says is Kenworth t800w 4-axle flip lowboy trailer. So it gives you the type and then the serial number. And my serial number happens to be number 89,100. So let's take a look at the front of the Kenworth. So as I previously mentioned, this is a Kenworth t800w, and what the W means is that it's a wide hood design. So your conventional t800 would be a little more narrow, like the hood would be a little more narrow. So here you got your bumper, and then you have some small bolt detail on it, and then you also have the hole where the oversized sign and trailer hitch go into. You have your two headlights, and you also do have your signal lights right on top of the fenders. And then when you open the hood of the truck, you see a nicely detailed engine. I believe it's a Cummins engine because it's red. I haven't seen any other company do red. I'm not sure what the Detroit diesels look like, but I'm pretty sure it's a Cummins. And you can see all your pipes coming from the air intakes, and you have good fan detail. You can see the fan down there. Right there. And as you can see, this is an etched through grille. It's a very nice feature. Then on the side of the truck, you have the Kenworth logo. Alright, so here you have the air intake. It's nothing too special. Then this model also does have steering tires. And you can steer them really, really tightly, so you can get a good hard lock on the steering. Then this truck can take a pretty nice corner. And oddly enough, a lot of people complain that the hood opens up when they steer their truck, but mine doesn't, so I must have just gotten lucky with that. So moving on to the store, and here you just have your Momoa logo, a Momoa name. You have the door, the door handle, and the small peep window. And then you also have some lights down there, but they're not painted. And then behind the front wheel, a small mud flap. Now these steps, you do have to assemble them, and they do come off. On this side, there's nothing on it. Nothing under this. And then there's one on the other side too that needs to be assembled. So as you can see, there's nothing under there on this side. And I'll show you the one on the other side when we get to the other side. So next you have your diesel fuel tank, and it does have a small warning label on it. And next, here are your 3 rear axles, and these two are drive axles, and this one's the lift axle. And then they are covered by a nice, they do have some nice fenders, which you do need to assemble. But unfortunately they're plastic. And then moving on to the rear, you have a whole array of lights on the back of the model, as well as some Kenworth branded mud flaps and the Sword 06 plate. And then next you have the sliding fifth wheel. You can see it just slides. And then this is to go meet weight distribution things of certain states. They have different regulations. And you can just go clip in the kingpin from a trailer. So pull that open, slide the kingpin in, and just let it go. And it's not going anywhere. And this actually is the cover for the lift axle. As you can see, the little tabs, and I will show you how that works when I'm done with the other side. Now moving on to the headache rack. The headache rack is very nice. It's got many loose chains on it, which is a very nice feature, as well as 3 small lights on the back and a beacon bar. Well, here's the other side of the truck, and it looks pretty much the same as the other one, but I did promise that I would show you what's under this step. As you can see, you have your batteries down there. I think that's just a very cool detail that Sword added. It's definitely very interesting and something you don't see all the time. And then also on the frame of the truck, you have various warning stickers. It's hard to show you because there's not enough light, but now there you are. See those little things right there? Those are the warning stickers. Again, I forgot to mention the airlines. They're stretchy, but you can't really plug them into any of the trailers because it's just the fifth wheel. They don't stretch far enough, and then they kind of pull out, so you can't really put them in anything, which kind of stinks. Then the red and blue are your air lines for the brakes, and then green is your electric line. But they have 2 air lines because one supplies the air to open the brakes and one supplies the air to go apply the brakes. This frame is all metal, by the way, which is very nice. Now I'm going to go show you the suspension. Or not the suspension, I'll do that after I do the lift axle. But here are your lift axle tabs. And as you can see, I have it down right now. To go move this up, you go apply upward pressure, and then go move the tabs. You don't do anything with the screws. But these tabs, you move these tabs up here onto that thing, and then you go put it down. You go apply upward pressure, and then go remove it from these from up here. And then you just go put it back down in that little well down there. Suspension is very nice on this model. It features it in the front. Very good suspension up front. And it features some suspension in the back. However, it is just a little bit less, a lot less than the front, but whatever. So now, bottom detail of the truck. The truck has some very nice bottom detail. You can go see all your brake lines and everything that you need. You can even see the thing that goes into the fuel tank. So now, moving on to the Rogers trailer. Now, it actually is a 55-ton lowboy. And this trailer is actually the biggest they go up to before you have to start getting into custom trailers. And I forget which model, like series this is from. So we'll start by looking at the gooseneck. And on the gooseneck, it says no foot. That's the Rogers no foot design, the below it logo. And then you do have your DOT taping. Now over here, you have some small warning labels, and then you can see that's where you plug in your airlines. And the other side is identical, except for the fact that you do have some levers over there to go control the gooseneck. And you have this black thing over here. I don't know what it does, but it's there. And then you do have the binds that go from the gooseneck, so they can go into the trailer, because the gooseneck actually detaches, and I'll show you that. So basically you just work it out, and here's your gooseneck, and here's the top of the gooseneck too. You can see some little airline detail and all that. Then also the cylinders that control the gooseneck, they can be a pain in the butt, because if you pull too far forward, the ramrods come out of the cylinder covers. So that kind of stinks. Next you have your two little ramps, so you can go load a machine. And you just go fold these guys down. And here's the deck. You have simulated wood decking, which has been simulated very well. And then down here, you have all those little tabs, and you just go pull those out. And you also have little chain down points, little tie down points. So the way these would work, these little side extensions, is that you would open up all those little tabs on the side, and you just go stick it on. But it's a real pain in the butt to do, because you gotta go open them up one by one. So next you have some small warning labels and more tie down points. And the red dot, that's part of the Momoa livery, so that doesn't come standard with the truck. Then down here you have more lift. You have another lift axle, and you can refer to earlier in the video if you need help on how to raise it. Then here is the back of the trailer. You got all your lights and your Sword 06 plate. Then under Rogers, you got your Rogers branded bun flaps, and under it says Albin Penna, and it's Albin, Pennsylvania is where they're from. That's where they make the trailers. So here you have more DOT taping and all of your lights back there. And then these ones, like these rectangular lights, they're actually strobe lights. And now they don't call this a fourth axle flip for nothing, because this axle just lifts up. Then on this side, it's essentially the same. You have everything that the other side had, except for the strobe lights. Oh yes, and then the trailer, it does have some very nice suspension on it, too. And then the cool thing is when you load the trailer, it actually goes down a little bit, and that's just very realistic. So I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me in the comment section, and I will get back to you. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.